Hello guys, Yasin back here again. Today I want to discuss with you some of the mistakes that I've done in the past, things that I've done and some of them that I didn't, but I've done a lot of stupid mistakes and I really want to share them with you, so I hope you can avoid them in the future. Let's dive in real quick. The first mistake that I want to discuss with you is if you build a strategy and if you know the ins and out, and you build that strategy, you backtested it, stop jumping from that strategy to another. I mean, you really have to, if you have a strategy, you have to backtest it. You have to make at least for me like 100 trades, backtest it, and then collect all the data, bring all the trades that you've done, and then collect all the mistakes that you've done. But just to come up with a strategy, and then you do like 3 or 4 trades, and you have like 5 strikes, like 5 losing trades, and you say, oh, this strategy won't work, man. That's not correct, man. It won't work that way. You really have to do plenty of trades in different markets sometimes, and then sit down, bring a pen and paper, and then go in each trade and then find out what he did wrong, what he did not wrong, and from there you will know if that strategy works for you, if it doesn't work for you. But yeah, because sometimes like you can have a good strategy and then you can still have 5 to even 10 trades that you failed on them, that you had a loss, and that's totally fine as long as you keep that loss to minimal. Yeah, so stop jumping from one strategy to another. And I did that before. I was actually I think back then I used to trade breakout. I just didn't know them fully. I didn't know what to avoid, and I lost quite a bit. And I used to make what I call right now desperate trades. I will be like, I'll just jump in like no matter what. Like I'll be jumping and I'll be adding I'll be averaging down. I'll be doing a lot of stupid mistakes and be jumping like, hey, this, and I'll start blaming the strategy and this and that. So yeah, so stop jumping from one strategy to another. Second mistake I wanna discuss with you is, here it is, don't get caught on how much money you will make rather than following the process. Once you have a strategy and a process in place, just follow it. You can actually make a trade, like let's say you trade in a breakout or a pullback, and you make that trade, and it will just give you you will make like 5-10% out of it. All right, or it can be a loss, and then you will make another trade that almost looks like it, and you'll make 30 or 40%. All right, so it's not up to don't get caught up actually to how much money you will make, but rather like follow that process. Just follow it. Just be that process will be your holy bible. You just act as a robot. You don't go like, oh no, the stock has to go. You don't control that. You just control your process. How to get in, how to get out, and how to manage it, and all that stuff. All right. Next mistake I want to talk to you about is making your decisions on your own and stop relying on others. I tweeted about this yesterday. Actually, that's one of the things that I'm most proud of. I never actually listened to anybody who got any tips and based my decision of buying or shorting on anybody. Like I would rather make my own mistake, make my own buy and sell, and then make a mistake and then get back to it and learn from it. It's okay to hear another opinion, see what different traders think about it, but at the end of the day, it's up to me. It's not up to nobody else. Another mistake that I remember, this one, is respecting and honoring your stop loss. I remember back then, actually it was I don't remember what stock was it, but I remember back, it was in July. It was July, I don't remember what day, it was years ago, and it was a stock that it was actually moving, and then I didn't know really much about it at the time in the stock. I think I bought it really at the top, and I knew at the time about stop loss, and I heard people saying you gotta respect your stop loss and all that, and then I put in a stop loss, and it was a good thing, and then the stock just came in, and I saw the stock just keeps coming, and then it comes close to my stop loss. And guess what I did? I just deleted my stop loss. I just took it out because I don't want to admit it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna lose money, as well just take it out. And the stock just kept continuing going down and down, and I got to the point where, like, oh man, I'm just gonna lose a lot, and eventually, instead of having like what like 7 or 10% loss, I ended up having, like, I don't remember exactly, but I lost more than what I thought before. Yeah, so what I did, I deleted. I put a stop loss and I deleted it. So and I checked on the stock. Actually, it was funny. I checked on the stock like a year later, at the end of the year, and then the stock was like really down. I bought it like at 25 or something. It was like one of the airline stocks, and it was like $4 later. So I looked at it. I was like, I'm glad I got out. So I did not respected it when I put it in first place, but I kind of later on when I start feeling the pain, and then I got out. So yeah, another. Let's see, text. Yeah, another mistake that I was doing a while ago is that, like, I never really I used to count the stop loss, but I was risking more than 8%. I urge you not to risk more than 8%. You can be different than me, but actually, when I say don't risk more than 8%, is, I mean, if you get into the if you enter the trade at the right time. For me, for example, like when I trade in breakouts, from what I know, from my experience again, and I got in right at the right time, even like next day or the pullback or whatever, I put in like I said before, like I don't like to lose more than 3 to 5%. Like 7 even will be, or 8 will be the max. Sometimes I rarely do that. I know for a fact, from my experience, if it's a good stock, it won't pull back more than 8%. So that's my rule. That's me again. If it's a good stock, it will not even come down to that trading range that it was trading on before. It might come back down here a little bit. It will keep continuing going higher. Other than that, if I see it in here, I'll just cut my losses real quick and then get out. So yeah, so I used to, my risk was really high back then. Another one. I don't remember actually myself doing this a lot. I think I've done it probably once, but not. Don't average down, but you can scale up. Yeah, if you just got into a stock and you planned it before, which you should have, man, just hit your stop loss, admit it, and I guarantee, man, you will be way better off getting out with that loss than having like a 50% or 60% loss, like I told you before with this example right here. Don't average down, and don't stop hoping and smoking hopium and say, man, it's gonna go up. Who told you that, man? Did the market pick up the phone and call you and told you that the stock's gonna go up? Yeah, man, just admit it. I mean, it's fine. It's part of the business. I make losses all the time. You know, I'm not saying my win rate is like 90%. I make mistakes all the time. Just admit it. Get out. There's no problem. There's nothing personal with the market. Market doesn't even know me if I exist or not. You know what I mean? Just put in the trade. You lost. Hit your stop loss. Move on. You know what I mean? So that's how I see it. Next, I don't want to make this video too long. Next mistake is don't chase stocks. Don't, right in here, let's see, don't chase stocks and wait for better entries, man. If the stock just broke out in here, and just wait for it. If it moves more, I usually, for me, I go like, if I want to get in at $40, for example, and just broke out right in there, I'm not gonna get in at 50. I'm just gonna wait. You know what I mean? If it did as a pullback at 50, that's all fine. I have to find a risk to reward ratio. I have to treat something against. You know, I have to find like what is my stop loss gonna be at. But I'm not gonna just because if $40 was my entry point, and that on that breakout, it was like a 14% breakout that day, and I'm not gonna chase it. I'm just gonna wait or just move on to another stock. This one, actually, my next mistake, this is actually one of the main mistakes. I can do like a whole video just for this. Be flexible and don't have a bias, man. I mean, I understand when you put in a trade, you have a bias that the stock is gonna go up or down, but hey, that's what that's stopped for. All right, the market, Mr. Market will correct you. If you're correct, Mr. Market will reward you, and the stock will go in your favor. If not, it will reverse back, and it will tell you, hey, that your decision is not correct. I'm correct. Mr. Market is always correct. Have always a flexible mind. I remember I lost quite a lot of money just because of one of the stock. Actually, it was I was shorting it. I know I was on the money, and the stock was going down, and I was like, yeah, I was happy, all that, blah blah blah. That was years ago. And then the stocks that start reversing, I'm like, oh, that's only a little pullback. And then guess what? Stock just kept going back, and I saw my profit, all of it vanished, all of it. Imagine, like it was like a 20 to 30% profit, all of it vanished just because of my biases. I was like, no, the stock has to reverse. I'm like, yeah, who are you? Market's gonna do whatever it's gonna do, you know. So yeah, don't. That's why keep that. That's why I told you. It comes back to that stop loss. Respect it, honor it. Don't do like me and delete your stop loss. And another mistake is don't position yourself too heavily on one stock. Just because you have that bias on that stock and you think it's gonna go up, man. Don't go too heavy, man. If you have that account, divide it. Keep it simple, and if it works, it works. If you go to, I mean, you can be correct and you can make a lot of money, but hey, guess what? If you're wrong, man, it's gonna devastate your portfolio. So don't go too heavy. You know, divide your stock, your money into like a small, like if you have $10,000, you can go 2,000, 2,000, or you can do 3,000. Don't just go like, oh, I'm gonna put it all in and I believe this one's gonna go up because that's CEO, because they have good fundamentals. Man, don't. I mean, I'm just discussing with you again what I'm sharing with you my experiences in the past, you know. And sometimes I just like I said, I used to put some desperate trades and I used to go heavy just so I can make up all the money that I lost in the past. Trust me, you don't want to, because you want to pick up good habits. You don't want to, just because you're lost, you want to do that revenge trading, which is going to kill you. Another mistakes that sometimes I did in the past is don't micromanage your trades, man. If your entry was on the daily, why are you gonna look at next day and then you're gonna start looking at the 5-minute candlesticks and you look at the 15-minute? I mean, you made your stop loss is gonna be on the daily. That's it. Keep it on the daily. Don't keep looking on them 5 minutes and 15 minutes. That's another mistake. The last one that I want to tell you is don't use too many indicators. Just keep it simple. Sometimes, I mean, you can look at my chart. Sometimes when you pull out a chart, I just have like 3 moving averages, and sometimes I can go even without. I can put only one. Keep it simple. Sometimes I just use volume. Even sometimes you see a little bit of indicators here. I don't really rely too much on them. I just keep it simple. I want to see the price movement. You know what I mean? If I can keep it just like that, you know, I'll be fine. With one moving average, I'll be fine. I'll be totally fine. I want to read the tape. I want to read what's going on, what the stock is doing. You know what I mean? These are laggers. Those are lagging indicators. 50 is not going to predict or nothing. Nothing's going to predict the future. Even the price tape reading is not going to predict it. But it will tell me, it will give me an idea. I'm not going to trade blindly. All right? So yeah, so don't use too many indicators. Keep it simple. After years of trading, I realized that if you just crowded that chart, man, it's not gonna help you mentally. You'll be exhausted. You're gonna be like, oh, which one do I follow? The stochastic or the MACD and this and that. I'm not saying don't use them. You can use whatever you feel comfortable with. Just at the end, after years of experience, you will come up to the decision with like, what do you be like? Oh, I mean, just one moving average will be fine, or one indicator will be fine instead of too many. Alright guys, I don't want to keep this video too long. If you find it helpful, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if this is your first time watching it. I'm going to keep making good videos and good content. If you like it, again, help me grow the channel. And then I'll see you soon. You take care. Bye.